This is a story about a Halloween garage door mural. At this point of the process, I feel like something's missing, something's not quite right. But let's rewind to day one. Observe the beginner's enthusiasm coupled with the inherent innocence of the naive. My friend, it's been a whole year since I've painted this garage door, so I would say the garage door needs an update, and I know just the thing to do it. First, I'm gonna transfer the image with the grid method, and you're gonna see how I'm gonna do that. Then I'm just gonna start on painting. These are the last few days of October that the weather is warm outside, so I'm definitely gonna take advantage of that. So let's do that. The grid method of transferring an image to a bigger surface is priceless, not just because you can't buy it, but because it's so useful. It helps you achieve a higher level of accuracy, especially when you have to enlarge your reference substantially, like from a standard 8 by 11 inch paper size to a 7 by 10 foot garage door size. Divide your reference photo into equal sections. In my case, I divided it in 16ths by dividing it in half vertically and horizontally, then those sections in half again until I got 16 equal rectangles. Then I did the same with my garage door, but since my garage door has a slightly wider proportion than the reference photo, I just sliced off a section on the left to leave aside, then I divided the rest into equal 16ths. Then I proceeded to draw the outline of my crow, nay raven, by following the lines and the sections. Actually, the details were a lot easier to get right, thanks to the grid method, as opposed to just eyeballing it, which in my experience leads to dispiriting results, a lot of wasted time, and seasonal depression. If you want to have even more precision or greater detail control, you can divide into even more sections, or do a doodle method, which to be honest I never got into, but I know that it exists and many artists use it. In my experience, you start a project or a painting and you get a lot done in the first day or two. And then the further along you get, it seems to slow down exponentially. Like when you're climbing the stairs during a bad trip, and the more you climb, the longer the stairwell gets, and you never make it to the top, and you suddenly feel that there's something catching up behind you, which is all those forgotten mind droppings that never came to materialize due to your constant hesitation and procrastination. I think that 80% of this painting was completed in the first 3 days, and then the next 2 weeks were all about details, self-doubt, and reconsidering my whole life as an artist. But you know what they say, the greater the artist, the greater the doubt. I started by using mainly 2 colors for this painting, a light warm peachy cream color instead of a white, and a bluish black, like a homemade Payne's gray if you will. I'm still using Golden Mural Paintworks and Nova paints for my mural work, which are the best quality paints that I've used so far since my humble beginnings as a muralist nearly a decade ago. Can't believe it's been so long. And I've experimented with student quality acrylic paints, latex wall paints, better quality latex wall paints, Chroma mural paints, and now the Golden Mural and Nova paints, which are perfect to use for interior and exterior murals as they keep their vibrancy and integrity even after prolonged exposure to the sun and the elements, even without varnish. By day 3, I was still having fun, painting the feather details, which I wanted to make the spotlight of the painting when I decided on the theme of this year's seasonal garage door mural. Not that it gets a new mural every season, I could only keep up with that for the first year, then it became more like a yearly update. If you want to see the previous murals that I've done on my garage door, let me know in the comments. This is number 8. Somehow it seems fitting for a raven to be number 8, seeing how the number 8 is a connecting number, representing the link between the earthly and the divine worlds, symbolizing a balance between the materialistic and the spiritual world. Laid on its side, number 8 is the symbol of infinity. Hence, 8 is associated with a continuous flow of energy and power, be it related to money, material wealth, health, or wisdom. The number 8 is also a Fibonacci number that appears naturally all over the world and carries the vibrations of universal life. You've got to admit, it's a human thing to always seek symbolism and science in everything one does. It keeps the game important, because the opposite would be too dreadful to think about. And what is a Halloween painting without a big glowing orange moon to give the whole scene an otherworldly, mysterious and magical feel? It just had to happen, if not only for the need of a bit of contrast of chroma. You've got some darks and cools, you need some bright, warm colors too. And at this point, I just want to draw your attention on the importance of stepping back often and making sure that your proportions are right, especially when you go and improvise like this, aka making sure that the moon is big enough and not wasting too much precious time painting the details like a fool over and over again until you have the right moon size. Just a side note for a friend. Eventually I got out my compass because the globular nature of the initial moon started to shift more towards an eldritch shape. And for the first couple of days I thought that I was painting a crow, when in fact I was painting a raven, which is kind of a bigger, stronger and calmer crow. I know that now thanks to a full YouTube video binge on the difference between crows and ravens one late evening. Ravens also have an upper beak that curves like a hook over the lower one, and those ruffled feathers around the neck area, which is how I realize what corvid I'm dealing with. I mean, both crows and ravens are some of the smartest birds on our planet, and they can even talk like humans, which sent me into another YouTube rabbit hole on talking ravens. Check out Fable the Raven, and I promise that it won't be a waste of your time, unlike some other videos on the platform. By the fourth day, the mural was very close to finish. I started adding the darkest, blackest shadows and just adding more contrast in general. When I started the mural and for the first 3 days, I worked from a paper print on my laser printer, which did not depict the darks quite as genuine as the original picture, so I had a bit of refining to do all over. Bringing out the deep shadows improved the picture a lot, but the hardest part was still to come. Painting the moonlight reflected on the bird's feathers on the left side. Of course, I could have bought a bird and made a setup with an orange light source behind it and worked from that, but that just seemed like too much work, and also I just thought of the idea. Initially, when I brought the raven mural idea to my husband, his fevered imagination immediately added a ghostly, gory eyeball in its beak. Well, I kind of forgot about that when I made the initial drawing on the door, and then I thought I can probably just hang it on a chain and put it in a nice locket and steampunk it a bit so that it's cute and not disgusting at all. But like all things not properly planned, this was an experimental process that went through quite a few stages, as I could just not make up my mind about how I wanted it to look. It was getting lost in the design. It wasn't dark enough, it wasn't bright enough. I mean, I tried. Then it dawned on me. The problem was that it was too bloody small. So forget that whole steampunk locket idea, it's Halloween anyway. Just make it look good for now. And satisfy my husband's love of grim, macabre and frightful things for now. I've brought it to a place where I'm actually quite pleased with it. Worthy of spending at least 1 year on my garage door. Maybe I'll paint some additions next spring. I kinda wanted to give him a friend. What do you think we should call him? Oh, and not that I like telling people what to do, but if you're in the vicinity of that like button, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of whatever this was. Art, painting, blabberings. Happy Halloween out there, stay safe and brush your teeth well tonight. This is Laura Dreams, signing out for now.